Hey everyone, John Poddick with the Mojave Valley Daily News. This is Chalk Talk, brought to you by Anderson Ford of Bullhead City. We'd like to thank them for continuing to sponsor this. This week, we are out here starting to do some of our spring sports previews, and I have the honor of sitting here with Billy Fregoso. Billy is the varsity head coach for the boys baseball team down here in River Valley. How you doing, Billy?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, so coming off a great year, I'm going to run through a couple things real quick. Last year, 15-5 overall, 9-1 in the conference.
Yes.
Made it into the playoffs. Beat Chandler Prep to open the first round of the playoffs. Ended up falling to Miami 10-2 in the second round. The thing about this, that is, out of all these stats here, the thing that I find the most amazing, not a senior on the team.
Not a single one.
So you got to be pretty excited about this season.
Yeah, very. With the whole team returning, this year I'll have three seniors this year between Gabe Graham, Gage Solano, and then Zach Hammett came out with us this year, so he's going to be playing some baseball. He's been doing pretty good. He's picked up pretty fast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Zach Hammett, I think most of you know, has been a star football player the last few years anyway down here. He's a fast kid, strong. What does he play?
He's going to be working out in right field for us, mainly because, you know, Gage and Gavin have been spending all their time between center and left. So, and then plus in right field, I need somebody quick that's going to back up first base on every infield play. And with Zach's arm and his speed, we're hoping to throw some kids out at one. Instead of them getting the single to right, we're going to gun them. We've been working on that quite a bit, so that's what we're going to shoot for.
That's exciting. Well, he's a fast guy too. So
quick.
Speaking of fast, I was looking at your stats from last year, and we'll go through some individual numbers here. But the thing that really smacked me in the face first was in 21 games, you had 220 stolen bases.
Right.
That is that's over 10 stolen bases a game.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, the kids, we run a lot, and we don't just run a lot for punishment or anything like that. We run bases. So we do a lot of base running drills. The kids weren't real thrilled about it, but in the end, at the end of the season, and they started looking at their stats, then they realized this is why we're running, coach. And so that's kind of what it's for. You know, we teach the kids how to run the bases correctly, how to cut the bag, and you know, a lot of coaches in the past are teaching kids, you know, hit the inside corner with your right foot. Me, hit the inside quarter with any foot. Stay on stride, keep running. Our focus last year was we're going to steal every base we can. If I can get them to third base in 2 pitches, then that's what we're going to do. And that puts us in a better scoring position to score more runs each game.
And it puts a lot of pressure on the other team to
It put a lot of them. You know, we felt the pain in one game in Phoenix against Heritage, where their pitcher was so worried he threw over to first base 1,000,000 times. The game drug on for hours because he kept trying to pick him off, and he didn't pick anybody off. We ended up running on him too. It was
I came down and I watched a playoff game last year, and I remember seeing the pitcher throw. You had Gage Solano at first base. The pitcher threw over there 3 or 4 times. The first time that he turned and fired home, Gage took off and got it easily.
Right. We ran a lot.
Yeah. All right. So, talking about Gage, he's going to be a senior this year, right?
Right.
Last year he had 486, led the team in that, led the team with 31 runs scored, led the team with 34 hits, led the team in doubles, 45 stolen bases in 21 games.
Sounds about right.
Also had a 1,000 fielding percentage.
That might be questionable.
Well,
but
you put the stats in, not me.
I'll tell you what. He did. He caught the outfield. The entire outfield just caught everything. Yeah. I mean, we had a couple errors here and there between the infield and outfield, but the outfield was solid. Everybody that ran on us, when they hit the ball, they ended up going back. These kids ran down everything. We had a game where Fernando Campos was in right field. He was a freshman last year. We were up 7-4, 7-3, and it was the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Runners on second, third. Kid hits the ball to right field. Fernando Campos lays out, just Superman's, catches a baseball, ends the game. That could have been 2 runs easy at that point if he didn't get to it. But yeah, the kids, they worked hard, and outfield was solid, but our infield was just as tough too. We were really good. We were solid all the way around.
Yeah,
but we worked hard. We put in a lot of baseball last year.
But prior to that, years before that seemed to be the only issue that you guys had was, boy, man, they can hit, they can pitch, they can all these things. The defensive problems would crop up here and there and cause problems.
Yeah, before that, you know, a couple years prior, it was a lot of baseball IQ too. Like the kids didn't know where to go. Mm-hmm. You know, their coaching in the past was pretty questionable because they didn't fundamentally they weren't sound, and like I said, they didn't know which way to go when the ball was hit. They didn't know what to do with the ball. This group of kids from last year and going into this year, they already know. They're well-rounded. Their baseball IQ is above par.
Been coached up.
A little bit, probably, but you know, these kids have been playing a long time.
Well, yeah, and playing a long time is great. What it comes down to me anyway, my idea is the fundamentals, and you're talking about being sound defensively,
Right.
Having that baseball IQ on, you know,
Right, where to go
rounding
with the
bases,
ball.
and yeah, where the ball goes, and
Right.
what the pitch count is, and you know, and those kinds of things. So that, I think, goes a long ways. I know that when you come down here and watch a game, that it's really entertaining to watch. I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure on them. To me, what it is when you look at the team, you can see that they're a team. It's not this star and that star.
Right, that's the goal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to mention Gavin Hogenkamp. I went down Gage Solano's stats. Gavin Hogenkamp, in most of those, was second. He also led the team in home runs. Pitching-wise, had a 1.53 ERA, 162 batters, only gave up 37 hits. Are you looking at him as your #1 starter this year? Is that?
He's going to be right there up top with him and Gabe Graham. Gabe Graham is you know, he's moving on. This is his last year,
Right.
and he's been throwing for a long time. And he can, you know, when he's on, he's on. He's almost unhittable when he's got it going. Getting him hot, getting him going takes a little time, but when he's going, he's going.
Nice.
So him and Gavin are going to share a lot of time. We're going to try to get them as many innings as we can, but with our pitch count rules, with AIA, we have to be careful with that too. But we got plenty of pitchers to cover that back end too. So we're pretty well rounded.
You're
that's
set.
for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're set, but we're rounded.
We were talking a little bit before we started this about last year. You had, I think you said 13 players.
13, yes.
This year you got 30 already that came out.
Just shy of 30, yeah.
Yeah.
So this year we'll have a JV squad that I'm going to work some of those JV kids up in here with us a little bit here and there. I'm going to take some of them with us to some of these games so they can see and then maybe get some time in the action with the varsity guys. So I want to work with them as much as I can to build them up for the future.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's super exciting. Do you have any things that you've seen that you want to do differently from last year? Anything that needs to be worked on, or just keep reinforcing what you've been doing?
Honestly, we just want to get back to where we were last year. That's all we want. We just want to get right back into that same game mode. You know, we'll take it one game at a time, one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, one out at a time.
Is there anybody that you've seen so far that either made big strides from last year, or somebody that maybe is new to the team that we really need to keep an eye on? Anybody that you wanted to? I know as a coach it's hard to pull out one or two guys, but
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. You know, with like Zach Hammett coming back out, he hasn't played since his freshman year. So him coming back out and picking up right there pretty quick, getting a grasp of the game again has been really helpful. I think he's going to do a lot of good things. I think he's going to be one of the stars for sure. And then, you know, Gage and Gavin and those kids are going to just keep doing what they do without a doubt. Hayden Gove, that kid at shortstop and on the mound, he's going to be tough. He was last year. He didn't get to pitch a lot last year because we were kind of challenged on moving him out with our infield, so he played most of the time at shortstop, but he's strong at the infield.
you mean moving them out and have somebody that can play short?
Yeah, but we actually have that problem solved this year. We got a transfer student out of California that he's a sophomore this year, Evan Orr. He's got some really nice hands in the infield. He can move the ball around real clean.
Is he fast?
He's pretty
apparently
quick.
You have to be fast to be on this team.
He's pretty quick.
All right.
He is. You know, and then guys like CJ Hunter, Chad, he's going to be at third again, and he's solid over
big
there.
boy.
He's tough. He's strong.
Yeah.
Strong kid. You know, we got, you know, our all those kids just well-rounded. You
Looking
know.
good, huh?
Yeah, we're going to be tough. We should be tough.
Yeah. So goal just like it is every year, state title, right?
Yeah, well, we'll take that one, like I said, one step at a time. You know, our first accomplishment is going to be to win region. You know, let's try to beat everybody we can in region, and then when playoffs come, then we'll take it one
Face it
game
that
at a
way.
time.
Do you have any idea who your main competition in the region is going to be?
Most likely Trivium Prep, like last year, because I don't think they lost too many kids. They had a pretty good lefty. He's the one that beat us last year here at home, and I made sure I let that coach know that next time we see them,
Things will be different.
we'll be ready. And then we
You don't want to look into the camera and threaten.
no
Coming
threats.
for you, Trivium Prep.
No, we're not coming for Trivium. We're coming from the entire region, so we're not picky.
Well,
We'll take them all on.
It's exciting. We love to watch your progress last year, and really excited to see what you guys do this year. You know, and looking and seeing that young roster carry over to the next year. It's kind of, we were talking about Melk before. It's kind of like Melk's basketball team. You got these guys that worked together last year, had a little taste of success in the playoffs, and now we're hoping that they take that next step. We hope the same thing for you.
You know, very similar to Malk. You know, their kids, their basketball team played, you know, travel basketball in off season, which we did here. We played a lot of travel ball last year. So before season started last year, we were 60 baseball games under our belt before the season started. So we were ready. Yeah.
Right on. Well, Coach, thanks for sitting down with me. We wish you guys all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
If you get a chance, come down here and check them out. Down here next to the community park, down behind River Valley. It's a lot of fun to watch them. You can't. You leave and go to the bathroom and come back and the whole game has changed because they've stole second and moved to third on a pass ball and stole home. So come on out and check them out. I want to thank Anderson Ford for sponsoring this, and thank you guys for joining us here in Chalk Talk. We'll see you.